Happy New Year! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first installment of the 2023 year of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and I'm excited to be back. I know I was gone since like the day after Christmas, and I was just, I ain't been here. But I hope everybody had a safe, happy New Year and enjoyed their celebrations and all that. And tonight, I'm back. I'm back, as you can see, and I'm going to be talking about Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. Before I get started, I want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit that like button down below if you enjoy this content. Subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed, guys. We are so close to our 100 subscriber. We are so close to hitting 100 subscribers. I'm so excited. I couldn't even say it. I still can't even speak right. I'm so excited. We are so close, so close. So if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so I can get this 100 subscriber special going. I'm so excited. Like, I'm starting to plan it now because I can just taste the 100. I can taste the 100. I'm so excited. Pause on that if necessary. But I'm excited. I'm hyped. Twitch tomorrow night. Not tomorrow night, Thursday night. We on Twitch, Instagram. I'm coming for you. I know I've been saying that for a long time, but New Year, new channel. We did some rebranding, BrickWall Entertainment. I'll explain all that later. But right now, I want to get into talking about Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. This movie is the long-awaited sequel to the 2011 Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots. But no, it's the long-awaited sequel to the Puss in Boots movie that came out in, I believe, 2011. Let me confirm that. Y'all know I don't have my notes ready all the time. Yeah, 2011. I remember when that movie came out. It was really, really good. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And so this is, like I said, long-awaited sequel. 12 years after the fact, right? Yeah, 21, 22. No, 22. 11 years. No, I was right. 11 years later, we get this sequel. And let me tell you something. I kept hearing it was good. It had rave reviews. People were loving it. It's getting nominated for like Mad Awards and stuff like that. Shout out to this movie. So I'm like, I've been wanting to see this. I'm like, I got to see this. I got to check this out. It's getting such good reviews and everything. I want to see what it's about. Check this out. This honestly is on the top of the best animated films of last year, right? Like, this was dope. It was good. This movie was good. We got the return of Antonio Banderas as the beloved Puss in Boots. We have Salma Hayek returning as Kitty Softpaws, and we got some other great cast members in here who I'm about to list off now. Harvey Gullin, Florence Pugh, Olivia Colman, Ray Winstone, Samson Kayo, Wagner Moura, Divine Joy Randolph, Anthony Mendez, and the biggest surprise to me in this film, because what this film, before I tell you who this last person is, what this film didn't do with the marketing was say, oh, we got celebrities, oh, we got this person, that person, this person, that person in the movie. Like how most movies would do, especially coming from DreamWorks, because you know how DreamWorks used to do when they used to say, oh, we got this celebrity, that celebrity, this celebrity, that celebrity. This really just focused on the fact that, we know Antonio Banderas is back as Puss and Boots. We know Salma Hayek is, Kitty Softpaws. And I think they kind of hyped up the actor who played, what is the name? Perrito, which is the dog in this movie, who's really funny. I'm going to get into him later. But they kind of didn't really, like I said, didn't put forth that. But this last actor in this movie, when I realized it was him, I started having a ball, and that is John Mulaney. If y'all know me, y'all know I think John Mulaney is one of the funniest comedians out there. I love the stuff that he's in. I love his stand-up. I think that dude is just top-notch comedy. Like one of my top 5 comedians, honestly, is John Mulaney. He's in my top 5. So when I realized he was in this movie, I was like, oh my gosh, this is really a comedy. And not only was he in the movie, but he plays the villain, the main. I guess you can say he's the main villain in the movie. And it's just, man, that kind of blew my mind a little bit. Just hearing him in this role and hearing him as villainous, but still funny as all hell. Like, oh man, I enjoyed that. So, So yeah, outside of that though, um, this movie was released on December 21st in theaters. I had a screener that I was gonna go to before the movie released, but I wasn't able to make the screener. But I'm kind of glad I didn't. Like I'm, well, not glad I didn't. I'm kind of, I like going to screeners as much as the next guy. But not going to the screener, it just built my hype for this movie. And I mean, just being on the outside with everyone seeing it and already talking about it, already hyping it up, word of mouth, it only made me more excited for this movie. And when I stepped in there, I tempered my expectations because I was like, okay, this might not be all that though. And it was great. It was great. And I'm not gonna say it was incredible or anything, but it was great. So this movie follows Puss in Boots as he's burned through 8 of his 9 lives. And they, you've seen the trailer. They do the montage where he shows the different ways he died. There are some extra ones in here though. Like there's an incident he has with Gingy. Well, as a matter of fact, that's in the trailer too. I honestly don't know. No, they show all the ones in the trailer. So he's on his last life, and Puss in Boots. Where we see him, what we catch on him in this movie is very interesting because this isn't like he's just like kind of on his own. He's still wanted, which I had to think about that through the whole movie. I was like, wait a minute, wasn't he like hanging with Shrek and everybody in the royal castle and all that? Like, shouldn't he not be an outlaw anymore? Like, what happened? What did he do? But then I had to remember in the first Puss in Boots, technically Puss in Boots was never he was a bounty hunter when we saw him first in Shrek 2. Like when we first are introduced to him, he's a bounty hunter. He never had his name cleared. Like, really think about it. Puss in Boots never had his name cleared. Shrek was never in the position to do that. Fiona was never in the position to do that. The king hired him to kill Shrek. Like, nobody ever absolved Puss in Boots. And the only safe place he had was far, far away. Anywhere outside of that, niggas is looking for Puss in Boots, right? So I had to like, and that didn't set in my mind until like the movie was over. Like I was like, oh shoot, wait a minute, that's why. Because I'm thinking the whole time like, yo, what did he do? What happened with him and the crew and Shrek and everything? But and I'll get to what I think is going to happen with that later on. But so yeah, so he's still an outlaw, but he's a hero. He's like, everyone loves him. Oh, it's Puss in Boots. He's a hero. He's a hero. Oh. And what this movie does is something interesting. He has a song at the beginning, and when the song kind of played it's a simple song, and I'm not going to spoil much of the movie. It's like, who is the bravest, fearless hero? I like the song. It's catchy. But listening to the song and then seeing how the song plays in the beginning, how full of himself and how heroic and a little bit arrogant, not a little bit, a lot of it arrogant that Puss in Boots is, while also still being heroic, fearless hero, Puss in Boots. I just like doing that. But just seeing that in him and then hearing the song and then seeing how when the song has the reprise later on in the movie, it's like, wow, okay, this song was more important to the film. Like I'm waiting for another YouTuber called Dash Reviews to pull this song as one of the pivotal moments in the movie, honestly. But we'll see what he does. Shout out to Dash Reviews. But it was interesting though. Just that how that song kind of played a big part in just like not only the movie, but also in the journey of Puss in Boots, right? And when you see it, you'll kind of see what I mean. Let's see other things about this movie because I'm trying to really touch on this movie without spoiling it because there's so much. Like I said, and you see in the trailer how he dies and how he gets on his last life. So he encounters a character whose name, and I don't. This was a very interesting part. The character that he runs into. Hold on, I'm about to was Wolf, played by Wagner Moura. And let's just say there's something very interesting because he's after Puss in Boots, right? He has a bounty on Puss in Boots, and he's trying to get him. And for the first time, you see Puss in Boots has fear stricken into him, and that carries him throughout the entire film. And it's really intimidating. That moment where Puss in Boots realizes like his hair starts to rise, his heart starts to beat faster. It is so intense. Yeah, like it's intense, and that's when Puss in Boots is like, he's like, I'm on, like you can see without there being any dialogue, without there being like this inner monologue without the villain saying something to him, you can see that he's like, oh shoot, I can't go into this like I would usually go into this because I'm on my last life. So he pretty much like flees and you know you kind of see like, and you see it in the trailer, he goes to live with a cat lady and pretty much lets himself go and all that good stuff, which all that was a funny scene too. You also have Goldilocks and Three Bears, they're bounty hunters. You have oh man, who was it, who was the other bounty hunters? Oh man, because it was Goldilocks and Three Bears, and it was the freaking gosh, get the thumb in the fairy tale. Oh, I gotta, because this is a character who's played by John Mulaney. Oh man, come on, give me. What is it? Big Jack Horner. That's what it is. Big Jack Horner. Um, yeah, Big Jack Horner. He was the main villain in there, and so he's also in this. And then the Baker's Dozen. So it does that fairy tale thing that you know you would be used to with Shrek. I'm trying to see what else about this movie is, because I don't want to spoil it. They're trying to find this wishing star, right? So the wishing star is gonna give you know, whoever finds the star gets to grant their wish, and they do some really cool stuff with that. Like, it's not just a straightforward quest where they follow the map and they go. Like, the map does something very interesting, and it kind of gives you a different insight to the characters, and it's really, really fun to see that. This movie has a lot of things about trust, being able to trust people. It has a lot of things about just stopping and appreciating what you have and appreciating what's in front of you, valuing life. Of course, valuing life, right? Because Puss in Boots is on his last life. He has to learn to value things for what they are. And also that sometimes we just let our lives flow away unnecessarily. Like, think about how many stupid things we do all the time that could kill us. But because we're just being so reckless and not taking good heed and good care to the lives that we have now, we're not realizing that, we could die. Like, you seen some of the deaths in the trailer. Like, he's eating the shellfish. He's like, excuse me, does this have shellfish in his face all swollen? He's having an allergic reaction to it, and he's still continues to eat the shellfish, and he dies. You know, he gets drunk off the milk and says a cat's always going to land on his feet, falls off the cliff, and dies. Like, he's not thinking. You know what I'm saying? You go into things not thinking, you know, and that's not even just like with life and death, like just like with things in general. Like, when we have these things, and it kind of resonates with me personally now that I've had time to sit with it. Like, we have things that we're so used to having, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether it be a career, house, car, whatever it is, like, we're so used to having that we don't really care for it. We don't take the proper care of it. But then when we lose it, or when we realize we're at risk of losing it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? You start to do some reevaluating. You start to be a little more careful, a little bit more cautious, X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get a different outlook on life that changes who you are. It should change who you are. So it's a really good message in this movie. Outside of that, this movie is edgy. It brings back some of that edgy animated humor that I love so much. Like, and it's the Shrek brand humor. Like, we all know Puss in Boots was one of the main ones that was saying swear words in the Shrek movies, right? Like, when Donkey drank the potion in Shrek 2, and he was like, do I look any different? And Puss in Boots goes, no, you still look like an ass to me. I'm sorry, I do the accent too. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's like, there's language in here. There are the bleeps. They do have like legit bleeps in this movie, and it is so funny. Like, it's funny. It's that edgy humor. I love it. Yeah. So parents are gonna enjoy this. Animation is a medium, not a genre. But everyone should love this film just because it's mature. It's very mature, more mature than you would think it would have been for a Puss in Boots sequel. So it's crazy. One character I do want to get into though is Perrito. Perrito is honestly one of the greatest characters to come. I want Perrito to remain in the Shrek universe for as long as they want to pump out Shrek movies, because Perrito is just amazing. He's an amazing character not just because of his optimism and because of how adorable he can be, but he has just the most effed up backstory, and has like it's so sad. It is so sad, but it's played up for like a little bit of a laugh, but it's like a tragic laugh. It's like, whoa, 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 you're happy about that? It's so crazy. It's like then it's like Perito, he wants to be a therapy dog, and there's a oh man, Dad's reviews got to get on this one though. This is the scene. I don't know. I'm gonna tell him how to do his job. He's a bigger YouTuber than I am, but this is it is a pivotal scene in this movie where Puss in Boots is pretty much having an anxiety attack. And Perito comes over to Puss in Boots and there's just like no words. And Perito's just looking at him panicked. And what he does that thing that I used to have a dog. And when a dog just notices that you're under some type of stress, it just lays his head on you and you just go to pet the dog. And as you're petting the dog, you start to feel better. Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't mean to spoil it, but it's like that is such a beautiful moment. It's such a beautiful moment. And when it happens, it's just like there's no dialogue around it. It's an amazing moment. That's just one of many different amazing moments in this film. You know, even with Goldilocks and the Three Bears, I did not expect that movie to have as much not movie, but I did not expect that storyline in this movie to have as much weight as it did. They could have easily been written off as just simple side characters like villains that trying to get the map but they failed in comedy and comic relief and stuff like that. But they add such depth to those characters. Oh my lord. That was good. Now I'm thinking back on it, I'm hyped about this movie again. Like I didn't even really think about all this when I came out of the film. And like now I'm just like, wow, that is yeah. This was a good movie. As you can see, this is a good movie. So I'm not going to do much more talking and spoiling, but I do want to say that this movie does lay the ground for another Shrek. Not like heavy, like it's like, oh, this will be the plot, but it got me excited to see another Shrek movie because they do this does take place after the last Shrek film, which is Shrek Forever After. So this does take place. How long is unspecified? They don't need to talk about it. They don't need to mention it. But by the end of the film, you're gonna be like, yeah, no, I want to see where this goes. I want to see what is. I want to see it. I want to see it. Like I want to see another Shrek, honestly. But I don't want to see another Shrek without Puss in Boots and his crew. I don't. And this was such a great movie. This was really fun. It was a great introduction back into Puss in Boots. And the one last thing I want to say about it, I know I said the last thing was the last thing, but this is really the last thing. The animation is gorgeous. And they do the thing like where it looks like Spider-Verse a little bit, and that's the best explanation I have. But it's like the frame, although it's like frame rates and stuff like that. I'm not gonna get into that. But they do the thing like when it's an action scene. Oh man, the visuals. Woo! Boy, the animation and the visuals on this movie are amazing. Amazing. I thought they were amazing. It was good. It's eye candy. I went with my kids and they love it. There's action. The action in this movie as well. Oh, I'm gonna keep going. I know it. I'm trying to stop myself. The action in this movie, my second oldest, she was like, yo, she was sitting there like, yeah, like she got hype on one particular part. She got so hype, and so did I. I'm not gonna hold you because Puss in Boots turned up. He turned up a little bit. He turned up just a little bit. He turned up, and he got a hell of a story to tell now. And I can't tell you when you see the movie and when you get these twists going and when you get these reveals and you see these things, man, you like, oh, the one I almost say is the one twist in this movie lit because when it happened and they said this ain't a metaphor, this ain't an analogy, this ain't me being cocky, this ain't this is this, and I am that, and this is what's going on. And I was like, yo, like I was sitting there like, yo, no way. And then, whew, all right, I'm gonna stop because I'm about to spoil it. And I don't want to. But listen, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was a very welcome treat of a film. It was a fun watch. It had great jokes, great action, a great message, great messages actually. And it was just good. It was a great film. I really did enjoy it. I can definitely see all the accolades and everything. I do hope that it does sweep something, does get some of the awards it's nominated for. Um, right now, it's currently sitting at a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb. I ain't gonna hold you. I want to give it the 5. I do. Ooh, but I'm gonna give it the 4.9. Why am I giving it the 4.9? Because there's still like, as good as it was, right, and as highly of these praises I'm singing of it now, while I was watching it, I wasn't fully in that moment. You know what I mean? Like, you know how you watch something and it's like, it's good, but you don't hit that, you're not hitting that peak of a good, how you get hyped with the movie and everything. I didn't hit that point, but I got pretty damn close. And it's like, now thinking back on it, I'm like, yo, this was actually a really freaking good ass movie. Like, it was. So I give it a 4.9, but this is definitely deserving of a 5. This deserves all the highest ratings it can get, honestly. Like, all high ratings, it deserves it. But I'm relaxing. Okay, I'm relaxing. I'm being level-headed. I'm going to give it a 4.9. But this is an honorary 5-star, but it is a 4.9. Why you say honorary? They just give it 5 star. It's a 4.9. So 4.9 out of 5 stars. I'm sticking to that. But this is an amazing movie. Make sure you check it out in theaters. Okay, it'll be streaming somewhere soon. We all know that. But if you can catch it in theaters, catch it in theaters. It is definitely worth the price of admission. And I do not think you will regret it. But anyway, that's all I have. I went a little longer than I wanted to with this review, but it was really good. So, you know me. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, stay easy, stay breezy. Happy 2023. May all your New Year wishes come true. This is the year of success. We got this one. Peace.